Agreed. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hello. Hi. Welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Kim is here.
Yes.
We forgot to decide
via
who
satellite.
Kim was.
She's a mime. She's trapped in a box. We can see her and we can hear her, but you cannot.
Because we are doing a remote recording.
Oh, the future is now.
Because the choices were drive almost 2 hours and stay sober for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I know. It's bonkers. You cannot do that.
I can't do that and then turn around and drive back 2 hours. So I was like, you know what? We figured out, we did some test records for Patreon remotely. And this way Kim can be here and not have to drive anywhere.
Right? Everybody
And
from the comfort of their own, garage for us and
wherever,
home for Kim.
So yeah, you won't hear Kim like the Peanuts adults in the background this time, but we will try to remember to repeat any research material she is providing us. So it is the 35th anniversary, not to the month, but it's been since 1990.
Yes,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And I remember I
arrived.
saw this in the theater. My mom took
I
me
don't
and
know
my
if I
younger
did.
brother to the theater to see this movie, and she was like, "Oh, that was not like the cartoon."
Yeah, we watched the cartoon was what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little bit darker than the cartoon was.
87 it started or something. It was a couple years before this, right?
And I feel like was it not a comic before that?
I think so, yeah.
They did.
Kevin Eastman.
Kevin Eastman did the.
Oh, they still make the comic book?
Because my younger brother was super all into all of that, and he had comic books and like the tapes or whatever that would read you like the story. So I knew all of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja lore. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
I
like,
had oh God, what was I gonna say? So there was a boy in my elementary school who was obsessed. Tony Boyarquez, if you're out there.
Oh, wow.
He's obsessed with Ninja Turtles. And it was the biggest compliment ever that he had a crush on me, so he gave me one of his Ninja Turtle action figures. And it was the one where it was like a robo turtle. It was like metallic.
like a cyber turtle.
Yeah.
A cyborg turtle.
And somewhere, Tony, if you're out there, I believe I still
have it?
That Ninja Turtle.
My brother had
do.
it. He had all them toys, just like I said. Like, he was super into it, but I liked it too. Yeah. Oh, that's why I got my
Oh yeah,
my
you got your
Bebop
shirt on.
My
No one
Bebop
can
shirt
see,
on,
but
even though
us.
he's not in this movie, nor
But yeah,
the
this-
sequel.
Ninja Turtles had a fucking grip on us because
I know.
10. I was 10 when
yes.
Well,
I
the cartoon,
loved
I was
this
like
shit.
7.
You know
and so,
what?
yeah.
I gotta find a picture because there was a time at like a grocery store where there was like this Kroger brand Ninja Turtle suit, like guy in a Ninja Turtle suit at a
God.
grocery store, and they were like. I have a Polaroid of me and my younger brother standing with like this bargain basement Raphael.
Wow.
At a Lucky's or some shit. Yeah. It was like at a Lucky's or some shit. It was hilarious. I gotta find that picture.
Oh, and I used to walk home from school and I would jump on every sewer lid. Like I was knocking on the Ninja Turtles door. Like, hi,
I still didn't really want to go down there. Yeah, I
Right?
still
I
didn't
just
want to go
fucking
down there. Like, whoop, down she goes. Down she goes to Turtle Land.
Well, and then you add the fact that Corey Feldman was Donatello.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, come on. In
Very
1990, that was amazing.
very, very clearly Corey Feldman
Oh, yes.
also.
Yes.
Like there is no, and I wrote down the voices of and the
Oh, yeah. So let's get into this cast.
in this. Well, we have Miss Judith Hogue as April
And now-
O'Neil.
As much as I love Judith Hogue as April O'Neil, if you watch the
I know,
cartoon,
does not look like her whatsoever.
not-
And she did not want to have that look. So the only thing that you get is that yellow
raincoat or
slicker
whatever.
in the beginning, and that's like it. Because
Well,
she had
it's
that
like,
iconic
no offense,
yellow
Judith,
jumpsuit.
but April O'Neil had booty.
I know.
Where your booty
April
at?
O'Neil was built like a brick shithouse.
Right? She was fucking stacked.
I know.
In the comics and
she
the
had
cartoon.
that the boiler suit on. I know there was the cleavage in the
Yes.
boiler suit, and she had that dragging that wagon
And so
behind her.
as much as I accept her as April O'Neil in this
Sure.
film, at the same time, if you compare it to the animated version, you're like, wow,
Does
the boys
not
really got
compare.
gypped on April
Yes.
O'Neil. While meanwhile, the girls or
Oh,
anyone who likes
all
boys,
of us. We have the Elias Cotius as Casey motherfucking Jones, the originator of the gray sweatpants
the
slut.
godfather of the gray sweatpants.
Godfather. I don't know if that's true.
God. I don't know if it's true.
that's
I'm
true.
sure probably Rocky rocked a fucking gray sweatpants.
Oh,
before
you know
this,
what?
but I don't care
Probably,
about
but-
Sylvester Stallone.
No, I don't really give a shit about that.
He's not hot to me.
No,
so.
he's not hot to me at all. But you know who is? Casey motherfucking Jones.
Yeah, I'm sorry for all the dudes out there, all the straight dudes out there, but this is about to be the Casey Jones dick pig episode.
Oh. You know what? Last week, my husband was watching this movie just out of the blue last week, and I like heard the music, and I was like, oh, what is this? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And then he goes, uh-oh, here comes your favorite part. I was like, Casey Jones!
I mentioned that to someone. I think it was way back when I was on Josh's podcast by myself, like 3 years ago or whatever. And I think this came up, and I mentioned something about how hot girls think Casey Jones is, and he was like, "What? For real?" And I'm like, "You don't know this?" I'm like,
know.
This is like,
This is established.
yes. I'm like,
Casey
yeah, in them
Jones.
gray sweatpants,
Casey Jones. I can see the borders and the outline of his dick.
greasy as hell.
Greasy Jones. Yes, I see you.
And Kim, I know you saw the Blue Sky post, so I had posted that I was watching
Oh,
Teenage
that's right.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that please, internet, could somebody make a GIF of him in the, because you cannot find a GIF of Casey
Just-
Jones in the gray sweatpants. And a girl, I think her name was She's Crafty or something. She almost immediately responded with a little short video clip that she
Like,
took
here
and
you go.
zoomed in on just the fucking outline of his dick in them sweatpants. And, and reposted it, and I was like, "Ask and you shall receive."
Right,
Thank
to put it out there
you.
in the universe. You know what? I should have asked my brother, like, hey, you still got that Casey Jones figure?
Right?
Can
they
I get
made
that?
NECA made a new one, and it's
Oh, really?
pretty good.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
really? Is
Yeah.
it accurate?
It's pretty accurate.
Can you see his dick in them sweatpants?
You know what? I didn't have my glasses on, girl. I just imagined it. I imagined it. I was like, it's there. I'm sure it's there. It's got to be.
I did see also that in the wherever they have Jareth's costume, that there is like a bulge in on the mannequin.
They
that
made sure.
They made
it was
sure they were
movie
like,
accurate.
well, you have to fill it out, or else it's just gonna flap around there. Like, oh, you did. It is.
Oh, Kim went
saw
and
it in
saw it.
person.
And
there
yes,
you go.
it does have.
It does
have-
indeed. She
have
was
some
like, yes, yes, it do.
Frankenbeans in there.
Frankenbeans.
So okay, so I have the voice
Right.
cast next.
Right.
Raphael is Josh Pius.
And he was also
Case?
the physical guy in the suit.
Oh, was he
He's
the only
one that did both the
Way to go,
voiceover.
Josh.
I know.
Raphael.
And it was
Fucking-
also his idea that Raphael had like a Brooklyn accent.
Oh, really? Because he was the only one. I had a
Yeah.
question about that because they're
He
clearly like in New
decided-
York, but
I
he's the
know.
only one who's got that accent for
And
some reason.
that was his call because he was doing the voice. So also there you go. I know that Corey Feldman didn't try it.
Corey Feldman wanted to make sure everybody knew it was him. He's like, no, I will be doing my voice for this role.
Right.
So yeah, Donatello, Corey Feldman,
Yes.
Leonardo, Brian Tocci,
Yes.
and Michelangelo, Robbie Rist.
Yes. And then I have for the body actors or whatever, David Froman was Leonardo, and he was also played a gang member. Leif Tolden was Donatello and also a foot messenger. Michael Sisto was Michelangelo and also the pizza dude. And that was it.
Okay, and then the voice of Splinter was Kevin Clash,
Also known as Elmo.
the original Elmo voice,
Right.
But no longer for reasons
Right.
you can Google yourself.
You can look that up if you'd like.
the
James.
voice of Shredder.
I didn't.
Oh,
have,
the actor for Shredder is
Was
James
Saito.
Saito.
And David.
And then the voice was David McLaren or something.
Yeah, McCharren or McLaren.
McCharren?
Is
Yeah, I
the
can't read
Shredder
my
and
own writing.
also Orokosaki.
And of course, we have to mention Little Sam Rockwell.
Little
as the head
Sam
thug.
Rockwell. Little Sam Rockwell.
The only movie I've ever seen that I did not find Sam Rockwell attractive in.
You know what? I was like, that's what they're talking about when they're talking about rodent men. Did you
that's a
see
rat
that?
boy.
That's a rat man.
That was a rat boy.
He looked like
He grew
yes,
out of it.
He did.
He grew out of it, but
He did, but that was like rodent man. No, he didn't even
No
dance.
dancing. No
There was no
dancing.
dancing. I kept waiting. He wanted to
For the
give me
head thug to
cigarettes,
find
but
a
yeah,
reason.
no. If he probably would have done the ninja rap, he probably would have gotten up there on the second one in the sequel if he would have come back for it. But no. I also had Toshiro Obata as Tatsu. Michael McConnelly is the voice of Tatsu. That was not his voice, apparently. Michael Turney is Danny. Jay Patterson is Charles Pennington. Raymond Serra is Chief Stearns, and that's all I had. Oh, and then uncredited thugs, Skeet, Ulrich, and
Skeet Dreams, baby.
Skeet,
motherfucker.
and Scott Wolf was also
from Party of Five. or
yeah,
whatever, that guy.
yeah.
Huh. Is he still around?
I don't know whatever happened to him.
What he doing?
I don't know. I have no
Scott
idea.
Wolf doing?
What is
I bet he's doing Lifetime rom-coms or something, or like
you know what? That stands to reason because
I
so
bet
is
he's in a
Lacey
Christmas
Chabert.
romance. Yeah,
I bet you. I bet he's in a
surprised they're not in
Christmas-
one together.
I
Except for they were
know.
siblings, so
well,
they're
that's
like, no.
tr- the Nancy,
Nancy
Drew
Drew
series. Was he Nancy Drew's dad? Was it? I missed the Nancy Drew series.
I did
entirely.
too.
Ah.
Oh, how
Well,
funny.
that would. There you go. He went on to become Nancy Drew's dad. You guys.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
Do you have any more cast?
Nope. That's it. That's all I got. Oh,
The writer. Kim's telling us the writer Kevin Easton makes an appearance
as
in
a
the film
random
as what now?
person.
Just some dude.
Just an extra.
He's
Oh,
in
that's
there.
cool.
He's just some
in there.
dude. You'll see him.
They tuck him in there. So, yeah, we're talking about organized criminal elements taking over the city. No eyewitnesses.
Yeah, April's on TV. She's a TV news reporter.
Right. And we see a little pickpocket, and then like this wallet goes hand to hand all throughout the city.
And now I know that hand was probably supposed to be a Foot Clan member, but did that not look like Shredder's fucking
That's what I
sharp-ass
thought.
glove? And I'm like,
I
he coming
thought
up
that-
to the surface for one
I know,
wallet?
for a wallet, for
He
that
gathering
guy's
these
wallet.
one at a time.
I'm harvesting them myself.
Give me that fucking wallet.
I'm
Ken.
gonna get right. Bring me the wallets. I want
So
them.
they've got like levels. So there's the street kids who go out and pick the pockets, but
Right.
then there's the Foot Clan.
Right, and they're like out here robbing everybody of like everything, all manner of shit.
Swooping Nana's TV.
I know. While she's trying to have a nice afternoon
Out
on the fire
balcony.
escape balcony.
And we see
Bullshit.
their hoodlum hideout, which is like Pleasure Island in Pinocchio.
I
It's
know. Like it makes me want to join the fucking
smoking.
Foot Clan.
right? Smoking and pinball and air hockey and
That
fucking rock and roll.
Nothing to make to dissuade me from a
And they
life
had
of
those
crime.
old Burger King wrappers. Did you see that? They
yes,
did a close
it was
shot.
like
They
that
must
big
have
old the
sponsored it.
Whopper. Mhm.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure there was a Burger King Ninja Turtle.
Oh.
We didn't even talk about the
The
fucking merch besides
crossovers,
the
how it
action
was
figures.
everywhere. Yes.
There was so much merch. My
was
husband's
everywhere.
parents still have the Ninja Turtle cereal bowl collection. They have all four.
Yeah,
that they
we had
saved from when they were
those.
kids.
I believe there was them jelly glasses. Was there not?
Oh, I don't
That
know.
were
I didn't have Ninja
or
Turtles
some-
jelly glasses.
Maybe they were just glasses that we had. But of course, because again, like I said, my younger brother was all into it, so we had all of the things.
Right.
Because one thing
You
about
had
my old
to.
man is if you started a collection or if you were into a thing, you got like
You got all the
all
things.
the things that went with the things. Yeah, it was excellent for me as a
Right?
kid, but I had so
Love
much
it.
shit. I had so much shit.
Well, I was an only child. So
Well, see, I
I- Mm-hmm.
was until my brother came along. Then he had so much shit.
So yeah, I don't know if my mom had that same rule. Like I don't know if I necessarily got everything that went with that thing that I liked, but I got a lot of it.
Mine's
For
just
sure.
a long line of like OCD and mental illness, probably.
So April leaves the TV station and she gets spooked by a rat. Foreshadowing.
Oh, is it
and she
Shredder? Or not
catches
Shredder,
Sam
Splinter.
Rockwell in the skinny little fucking hoodlum.
Right, they're
all
like
so
robbing
skinny.
her news van because that's the other
Yes.
crossover. I guess is that she had that news van that she drove
Yeah,
around
that was in
in.
the. Yep.
No,
In the cartoon was she?
No,
I
there
thought
was
she
a
she was a
different
news reporter.
Yeah,
I thought.
she was a news reporter in that. There might have been an extra thing, but there was a scientist that turned into a fly. in the cartoon.
in the cartoon.
I remember, yeah. I know. Well, that I know. It looked like the fly that ended up being in Aqua Teen Hunger Force when they had that the lights or whatever, and that fly guy showed up, and it looked like the fly scientist from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, I could
It's
be
been a
making it
minute.
up entirely.
It's been a minute.
But yeah, so again, she gets mugged right off the bat.
But she
And-
gets saved
Oh,
by
by
an invisible force.
mysterious force. They have the thugs all tied up, all nice and neat, waiting for the cops to show up.
And April finds, and I had to ask my kids, on my 17-year-old watch this with me, and he loves Ninja Turtles.
Of
And so
course.
I'm like, oh, what's the name of the thing?
It's
the
a
thing that he
sigh.
dropped. And he's like, the sigh.
It's
And I'm like,
his
oh, that's
sigh.
right.
He
That's
says it
right. It's been a
later.
minute.
He says
Yeah,
it later.
Later
But yeah,
he says it. So
he
my
drops
kid was
it.
like, come on, Mom.
She sneaks it into her bag. Like,
Yeah.
he's
takes it
like,
home.
oh, shit, damn. Shucks darn.
And then we go down to the sewer.
Oh, yes. It's
Major
all-
pizza attack, dude. Now, I don't know
Oh.
why they have California accents.
I don't know. That's why, what's his name? Josh Pius was like, I
not
lost
doing
the
that.
sigh.
Yeah, so he's all pissed.
Wow, I want the pizza.
And we meet Splinter, who is like kind of adorable, even though he's a big old filthy rat.
I know.
Like,
he's a
cute.
gigantic, disgusting.
Yes,
this
when
little
he's all
thing,
chained
yes,
up
when
and
they
stuff.
talk
Oh no,
about
when he's
his
in the
past-
cage fighting, yes.
Yes,
when we get
he's
his
like a
origin
tiny
story.
rat and he's like doing all the little ninjutsu moves. Yes. But no,
Oh my
he's
God.
like kind of moist for some reason. And I'm
Yes,
like, I guess
yeah.
that's what makes it believable. Once again,
Wet rats.
I prove to you that the realism lies in your ability to make it moist.
If you can wet it, they will watch it.
I'm
telling
saying
you.
if you will wet it, I will believe it.
In the Mouth of Madness, we had the wet door.
Right? And that I
know-
believed it. I believed that
believed it.
door was wet.
Indeed.
Oh, get them pants
somebody wet them
Casey
pants.
Joe.
Wet them Grace wet pants.
Right? I'm not a believer yet.
Actually, then I'll be like, ooh, did he pee? Well,
I know. Oh no!
I don't know if I want you to wet
He
this way
peed. He's
sweatpants.
He's greasy, and now he smells like pee. Now he smells like Post Malone.
Oh, that Post Malone Oreo, by the way, no,
I
it does not
know.
taste like pea water or whatever you said. It's like shortbread and caramel or something. I looked it up because I was like, what is a Post Malone Oreo?
I know.
taste
I don't
like?
want to know what a Post Malone flavored Oreo
BO
would be
and
like. Yeah,
fucking
BO
beer.
and pea water,
pea water.
tobacco,
Ugh.
spit, and dirt.
Yeah, and tattoo ink. So they get a lecture from Splinter about
Right.
staying in shadows, and that's when Raphael's like, "Oh, I lost my son."
Right.
Let it go, and they're all like, "Let it go," like whatever.
Oh,
So
we
whatever, you
forgot
lost
to
a
mention
sigh.
their little things when they was all talking about like excellent, this, that, whatever. And he's all bossa nova, bossa nova, Chevy Nova. Anyway, I thought that was
Chevy
funny.
Nova.
They really
Yeah,
should
they
have
could have
gotten
got
Keanu.
Keanu for sure.
They could
Well,
have,
wait.
but they didn't.
Yeah, he started out in the 80s, right? Like he was already
Oh, he'd
around.
been around. He'd been around.
Maybe he didn't audition.
Maybe. Right.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
too
trying to break
busy
away
doing
from the
Dangerous
dudes.
Liaisons.
He was, trying to do some British accents right around that time.
He was doing Dangerous Liaisons. He was doing real film.
He's like, it's already really hard for me to say blue inferno.
Blue
If you make me
Inferno.
go back to the California accent, I'm gonna have a hard time, man.
John
Hard time.
Malkovich, dude.
So they're telling him let it go. Michelangelo orders pizza. Like so during the lecture
Right.
where everyone's being all serious and they're all
Sure.
like melt down, like listening to Splinter, Michelangelo's over there fucking ordering
So
pizza.
don't put anchovies on that thing. You put anchovies on that thing. Michelangelo.
And it's meditation time.
Yes.
Donatello and Mikey are dancing to
Did it, did it, it, did it, do.
Oh, yeah, to tequila, but
do. Ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu.
Did it, and Ralph's going out. He's like, mm-mm.
Yeah. He's got an attitude. He's like, I'm gonna go see a movie.
I'm going to go out in my people drag. So,
Yeah, like really?
I know.
Okay, so this
Like,
is
you
their
just
first
look like
time
a
on the
pervert.
surface fighting crime,
and
This
I can
night-
see your big, gigantic 3-toed green feet sticking out
When-
from under
And I
your.
want to know Is this the very first time they came up out of the sewer?
No,
and
I
got
don't
crime?
know.
Just because April O'Neil, the TV reporter, was getting mugged, and how did they know that? Were they
I
spying on her
know.
because they saw
They've
her
been
on TV and
following
thought she
her
was
this whole
cute?
time. I don't.
She didn't
know.
have the badonkadonk.
He did. Right? Why are they even following her? She
Right?
looks like right. She had that trench coat. They thought she might have been hiding it. But yeah, they do say that was like their first battle.
Yeah. But that's so random. Like the Foot Clan's been attacking all over town. People be getting robbed all over town.
Maybe
and
that's
not
why
until
they
April
decided-
O'Neil gets mugged
Right.
do they come to the surface. And only Raph first, right? It was at first. It was just Raph. Or no, I guess it was
thought they
all
were
of them.
all of
They
them,
all,
yeah, 'cause they
you
all-
couldn't see because it was dark.
Yeah, that was a secret.
So yeah, so now Don and Donatello and Michelangelo go to wait
He's
for the
like
pizza dude. Pizza dude's
skating
got 30
thing.
seconds.
Pizza dude's got 30 seconds. And like Donatello's all skateboarding over there and he's like, hey, did you give any thought to what Splinter said about like not being around?
And all Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
He's just thinking about pizza and the timing. He's getting that $3 off, baby.
Right? He was like, it's $3 off. And here come Michelangelo in people
And that was
form.
him himself?
Yeah.
Handing Michelangelo the pizza.
He was the
That's pretty
pizza
good.
dude. Yeah.
That's
so,
pretty good.
he was like 122 and an eighth. 122 and an eighth. He was like, you're standing on it, dude.
Can you imagine passing a fucking pizza down into the
I know.
sewer grate?
I know. And $13 before the $3 off because it was not in 30 minutes or less, which they had to stop
deliver
doing.
a
Had to
Domino's
stop
pizza.
doing that shit because people died.
Because of rushing to get
Yes,
the pizza
to
there
get
on
it there
time?
under 30 minutes or less. I remember.
And what
them
else
days.
did we just recently find out about the Noid, speaking of Domino's?
Oh, that they like went insane and tried to kill because or was somebody actually named
Something
Noid?
Noid. Their last name was Noid, and they stopped using the Noid because this dude
they
like
like
killed a bunch of people or something.
No, they didn't kill
No?
anybody, but they like took Domino's people or they went into a Domino's and took the people hostage and like
Wow.
they had some pizza while they were there and like he ended up in a institution of some sort because he was having an episode. Well, yeah, you had to avoid the
actual
Noid because
yeah,
he
you had to
ruined
avoid him 'cause he was going to
pizzas.
steal your pizza.
He ruined pizzas. I have the video game. There was a Noid.
There was a video game?
There was a Noid of a Nintendo game
Oh,
where
wow,
you
I
had
don't
to
remember
like you played as the Noid and you had to run along and do shit. It wasn't a very good game, but it was a game nonetheless.
Yeah,
and it was about
it was
the
a
Noid.
game.
My brother probably
So-
still has it.
that. So they get their pizza Turbo Ginsu Slicer. and
Right,
they
it slices,
slice
it
up with swords.
dices, and one lands on Splinter's head, and he's like, "Oh, kids."
And meanwhile, Raphael finds that Critters is playing, and he's not amused.
Well, we forgot to mention the very wise piece of wisdom about forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Oh yes, of course.
But yes,
I always have a coupon.
yes, because it's gonna be late.
'Cause, yeah, they don't do that
They don't
guarantee
do that anymore.
So
No. So
you just gotta
yes,
find them coupons.
he goes to see Critters. Like, where do they come up with this stuff?
Yeah, he's not into it. He's like, "Oh, this is ridiculous," and it's
Right.
like,
You're
the same
almost
thing.
like
But
a
all right.
critter, but all right. So anyway, there's a purse snatching.
Yeah, and he trips the purse snatchers, and then Casey Jones pops out of a tree.
Oh
and starts
shit!
pummeling him with a hockey stick, and
And
he's
he-
like, "What the fuck?" And he
he's
goes
like,
to like protect the guys. who
Hey,
just-
Bogey, I got this. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like, what? A Jose Canseco bet?
oh,
You didn't pay money for this, did you?
Oh, so Casey pulls out a cricket bat because first, like he
Cricket?
sees his turtle head, and he's like, "What are
Right.
you, a fucking punk
Punker?
rocker? Like, what is
So
happening?"
nobody understands cricket. You have to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
And he knocks Raphael's ass right into the trash can.
Right? And then like he runs
Calls
off.
him a freak and runs off.
Oh, but he chases him, but then he gets hit by a cab. And I feel like that's him in the cab as a person.
Oh, was it?
Where he's like, what was
Okay.
that? And the
Okay.
guy's like, the cabbie's like, I don't know, looked like a turtle, big turtle in a trench coat.
Right.
Anyway, like you're going to LaGuardia, right? Like,
It's New York.
hey,
It is what it
it's
is.
New York.
I'm walking here.
He was trying to, he was running here.
So Raphael comes home late. And Splinter's waiting up with another lecture.
You listen now.
Anger clouding your mind.
Yep. He's tried to like channel all that anger, but he hasn't been able to. And he's like, don't forget us, even if you must go out and like fight alone, whatever your deal is. Whatever your fucking problem is. Whatever your fucking, that's what Splinter told him. He was like, you know what? Whatever your fucking deal is.
I don't know what your fucking problem
is.
Fix
it. Fucking teenage
it.
Angst.
Because did they say, are they 15? They say at some point, right? They're 15?
Yeah, 15 years ago. So yes, keep that in mind, little Miss Mary Kay Letourneau O'Neill.
That's okay. She don't hook up with no turtles. It's fine.
That's true.
Not
but
in
for
this
a
movie,
second,
she don't hook up with no turtles.
Right. For a second, she thought about it.
So April and her boss in her apartment, and now whose boss like shows up to your house in the morning with their child to like?
Well, she's his best reporter, and he would like to know when she got mugged. And the kid comes because he has to take him to school every day because he's been robbing people.
And you find out that Danny, his son, is one of these little hoodlums that works for Shredder.
You remember him from the beginning, and he only has but 2 shirts in his whole life. And both of them are Sid Vicious shirts.
I was going to say, are they both Sid Vicious?
I believe they're both Sid Vicious shirts. He only has but 2. He wears this one for a good long time.
Yeah,
he doesn't change it until later. For halfway through the movie, he only wears this one, then he changes to a different one.
We don't ever find out what happened to Danny's mom, but his dad is too busy to pay attention
Have
to
you
what's
seen
happening.
Charles? Have you seen Charles? Could you imagine dealing with him?
No. So yeah, he steals some cash out of April's wallet.
Yeah, of course.
And then later, April's interviewing the police chief and grilling him about what the crime wave in the city and why they're not doing anything. And the turtles see her on TV.
Right, and she's like asking the tough questions, and the boys are all in love. And she mentions the Foot Clan, and Shredder's like, "You better find her and silence her."
Yeah, because he's also watching the evening news.
Yeah, of course.
Seems out of character. But
he needs to stay abreast of the situation here in his empire of crime.
And then, like, Charles's kid is immediately arrested by the police chief somehow.
Right.
Like, he's, like, the next time you
Charles
see him,
dropped him off, and then he went and robbed somebody. Like,
I guess.
Would he, like, rob the teacher at the school and got arrested? So he gets taken out of there. The chief's, like, yelling at April about like, what's your problem? And he's railing about Japanese immigrants and this, that, and whatever.
And meanwhile, Raphael's waiting for April because he wants to get his side. And I don't know how he knows she has it.
Well, he saw her pick it up. Yeah, he was watching. Yeah,
okay.
He was watching from the little sewer. He was peeping out, and she
misses her subway train, and the Foot Clan appears.
Oh, and he was like, "We got a message for you." And this
made me laugh out loud.
I know. He like puts his hand out there and opens it. Just what? And like
slaps her in the face.
This, I don't know what's going on. Like if this is an actual thing, but this was borderline like Mr. Yunioshi like caricature. I felt like like the way that he was talking was a little.
I have a message for you.
Yeah, and
slap.
Like
shut it.
Shut it. He's just like, and then she gets that sigh out like. I know, but not their voices. Yeah. They cast Asian actors,
There's a bunch
but not
of Asian
with their
actors
voices.
as the Foot Clan and Shredder and Tetsu, but not.
But they don't get to talk. But
and none of the hoodlums. So none of the hoodlums looked Asian to me.
No,
that was all white boys.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
sort of. I guess.
But so then she tries to pull that sigh out. Like she's gonna do something with it.
She's gonna fight back.
She's like this gigantic. It's like the size of her fucking forearm. And she points it at him like it's gonna go off.
Like it's gonna shoot like a gun.
April.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
Pew.
Ooh, it's my sigh. And of course they knock that shit right out of her hand and like deck her. And Raphael now is like, heh, heh, heh.
Yeah, he appears and rescues her now that she's unconscious.
Right. He's like kicking their ass.
Carries her down the tracks of the subway down to the sewer.
Right,
and
just
one
runs.
Foot Clan guy follows him.
Duh.
And like, I feel like, okay, so that one Foot Clan guy followed him. So like they've known about the turtles and where the turtles are since this dude followed him. But I feel like it takes Danny showing them later for them to actually send anybody down there.
Because isn't it later on?
Is they don't show
like
up
later
right away
on
down in
that
the
day.
sewer.
I thought they like later on that
Maybe
night.
I don't know. Maybe my notes will prove me
Right.
wrong.
We just gotta let this unfold.
So yeah, the turtles are asking, like, "Oh, are you crazy?"
Well,
Whatever.
he was
you
like,
brought her
"What are
down
you
here." And he's
doing?"
like, She's
He was like,
unconscious.
"Oh no, I don't know. I just wanted to redecorate a couple throw pillows, TV news anchor,
right?
and like he's
So,
like,
yeah.
can we keep her?"
Do we keep her?
And like that foot dude is over there spying. And like she
And-
wakes up to a gigantic fucking rat in her face.
Oh my god, she wakes up screaming.
Yes. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm dead."
She's like, I'm dreaming. And
Right.
Splinter's like, no.
No.
And this is where he tells
And
the
she's like,
story
"Oh my
about
God.
15 years ago,
It
I was
talks.
a pet.
Why don't I ever dream about Harrison Ford?
Oh, all right.
So yeah, now he tells a story about 15 years ago. I lived in Japan. I was a rat. Just a regular
And I
ass
learned
rat.
ninjutsu watching my master.
Yes, he was sitting there with this little yeah.
His little, oh my God. And then he finds the baby turtles, and
I
it's like
know.
real baby turtles.
I know, and they were rolling around in like
In
a broken
radioactive
jar.
ooze.
Yes, that's what happened. So then they started growing and mutating, and then he was growing and mutating, and like he got smart.
And the
then
claymation baby turtles
I
are
know.
so disturbing.
I know.
They're stretched
They
out
really
necks.
are. He was like, they started talking. He was all, "Pizza, yeah, pizza."
And then he named them.
Right. He trained them up and gave them names. And those are obviously the ones we're all familiar with, right? Nobody's unaware of what the Ninja Turtles names are.
What their names are and where they came from.
You ever
I
heard
hope.
about this? So now,
Ever hear about this?
ever hear about this? So now the boys take April home through the sewers.
And she makes the mistake of saying, "I don't have anything to offer you but frozen pizza." Pizza?
Pizza. She said the magic word. So now they're up there having like a good ass time doing impressions. Like, "Oh no, not Cagney.
Mikey's doing his Stallone.
You dirty
his
rat.
Cagney.
You dirty rat." It's like, "Oh, that's Splinter's favorite." I'm joking.
And they're like, huh?
What? They do that so much in this movie. Huh? What? What the? Huh? There's so much reaction. I guess because they're not people. They had little
guess.
turtle eyebrows. They were emoting.
Turtle eyebrows.
They did.
And you know what? They don't even take off their little masks when they're at home, huh? They wear them all
Nope,
the
they
time.
wear it all the time. All the time.
Do you think Splinter needs it to tell them apart?
Probably.
He's like, if you're not talking, I don't know who's who.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
You're gonna
Say
need to keep
something.
these on
Say
all the
something. They
time.
switcheroo.
so they take off and they get home and someone, oh no, so yeah, so right away they break into the
Yeah,
lair
yeah,
and-
that's
and
what I'm
take
saying.
Splinter.
Like,
Duh. Okay, yeah. They take
So
Splinter.
they come back in there and it's like, "Oh no, our shit's all busted and Splinter's been kidnapped." So they're screaming.
Raphael goes into a rage.
"Oh!" Ah! So
and
naturally,
they go back to April's.
he's all, "Splinter.
Oh no.
Oh no, Splinter." She's like, "What happened?" They just go to her front door that time. Did they go in the front door last time?
Right? They just like came up
Like
the
no one's
elevator
gonna see that shit.
of her apartment complex.
Did
like,
they
"Hey,
not
what's
take
up?"
their trench coats? Was I missing that part?
No, I didn't. They didn't show that part.
Right. So anyway, the chief the next day is calling Charles or later on that night to blackmail him, I guess, about his son to get
Right.
April to back off of his bullshit.
Yes, and so he knocks on April's door first thing, and the turtles all disappear.
Yeah.
and, like immediately. She's
Yeah.
like, "Can you guys?"
Yeah, no,
Nope,
they're already gone. They're already gone. So Charles is trying to make her take a vacation. Yeah, like ninjas, they ninja vanish. I'm telling you.
Did.
So yeah, he was trying to make her take a vacation, and like Danny sees Michelangelo
He sees a
hiding
turtle in
under
the mirror, yeah.
a table, and April's like, "No, I got to go to work. Like I'm fine. I'm not taking a vacation. Like get fucked." So now Charles is taking Danny to school. Danny jumps out of the car and runs off because he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Because he's like, "Why have you been stealing? I give you everything you need. Like,
Right?
what is going on?" So yeah, he takes off at a red light and he goes back to Pleasure Island,
Back to Pleasure Island.
where Sam Rockwell's showing new recruits around.
Yes, they're like, it looks, and again, this looks cool as fuck. It looks
For the
cool
younger
as
kids,
fuck.
if you don't have to be in the Foot Clan, it's fun as hell.
I know. He
They don't even have
hands
to,
you like a carton of cigarettes. Hey, smoke up, Johnny.
Exactly. Regular
Or menthol. Go play. Like everyone start. Oh man, there's
So-
skate ramps and they're training.
Master Tetsu shows up, and then Shredder appears, and Tetsu like lovingly reveals.
Oh, I know. Like
Shredder's shoulder spikes.
Well, first he kicks the shit out of this kid. Talk about never lower your eyes to an enemy, and then gong, here comes Shredder, and he shows up with his little finery and his cape, and he's got like it's glittery, and like his
Yes.
hat, his helmet kind of looks like a waste paper basket, and like he handcrafted it all together and put it. Like, where did he get this?
He forged it.
Where
himself.
did he get? I'm talking about the suit and the cape underneath.
I
and
don't
like-
know, man. Like, who do you go
like,
to for
sure,
that type of
Freddy
stuff?
Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Him and
he's
Freddy
there to,
Krueger
like,
were in the
crown
boiler
the
room
newest
together.
Foot Clan member
Right,
with
he's
his
getting like
mask.
footed. He's getting
You're
footed
here
right
because
now.
the outside world rejects you. Now I'm your father. We're your family, and all this crap.
Right.
So, and then that's when you see he's got Splinter chained up in the back.
Yes, he talks about these like freaks of nature, these turtles, and like Danny speaks up like, "Oh hey, I know what you're talking about. Like, I got you. I know what you mean."
And before we find out what Danny gonna do, it's time to take a quick break.
Excellent idea.
We'll be right back.
Well,
So we are back,
we're back.
and we have a little tittle biddle. We haven't done a tittle biddle in a minute.
Oh, a little tittle bit in a minute.
So Kim told us that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was not called that in the UK because they had some sort of moral panic about ninjas in the 90s or the
Ninja
late
panic?
80s. And so it was called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. So for our UK listeners, let us know how that
Let us
affected
know.
your childhood.
I know what.
And no nunchucks
no
allowed.
nunchucks. But the katanas were okay.
Yeah, that's
the,
fine.
The size
and
were okay.
katanas
The
is
blade
fine.
was out. Well, you were studying the nunchucks. I studied the blade. Nunchucks.
So now April's
Those are my
on
favorite.
the news again. And the
Yes.
turtles are watching her from her house now because
Yes,
they're just
'cause
camping
they're-
out at her house because they don't know where Splinter is.
They're staying at her place, and they're all like, "Oh, look at her!" And she wants to give a very special shout out to
Raphael.
who saved her.
Ooh. It did give it. It was a little Howard the Duck.
That's what I'm
vibe.
saying. Like, it was kind of for a second there. Like, I'm saying, she thought about it for just a second.
That's why they had to bring the gray sweatpants. They're like,
Right.
"Break
They
it
were
up,
like, we got to
break
get
it up."
Casey Jones in here quick.
You gotta
Distract her with
that
the gray
swinging dick.
sweatpants. We got to distract her with his cricket bat.
We got to remind her that this is a turtle.
This is not right.
And
a
this is
teenage
not right.
mutant
Teenage on top of
Ninja
everything
Turtle.
else.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or Hero Turtle, depending on
No,
where
if it was a young
adult
adult mutant ninja turtle, well,
Young
April,
adult-
you go right ahead. But these are teenagers.
These are teenagers. You can't. You
Charles
can't.
is all pissed that she's talking about the Foot Clan again.
I know. He was like, I told you to cool it with that shit.
And April's like, she thinks Raphael, and then like Leonardo's.
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about-
They're like, they're trying to wait to see if she could find anything out about where Splinter might be. And like,
Before they decide what to
Raphael's
do.
getting impatient, and he and Leonardo are arguing, and like, Michelangelo and Donatello go in the kitchen for pork rinds.
Yeah. So
Pork rind? Pork
Raphael
rind.
goes up to the roof to practice his moves.
Right. He's over there, and who should see him but Casey Jones, who's also
Up there on the roof with some binoculars,
A
just waiting
different-
for a crime to
right.
happen.
He's listening to his police scanner, waiting for crimes, looking for crimes, but it's daytime. There's no crimes in the daytime.
But that means he also sees the Foot Clan sneaking up on Raphael.
And he's about to get rolled. So now, meanwhile, the boys are down there watching cartoons. Like, no, go ninja kick the damn rabbit
And April comes home,
with nothing.
and Leo thanks her for her help. And meanwhile, Raphael's up there not getting his ass kicked. He's kicking ass at
Right.
first.
At first, he's putting up a pretty good fight. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to take you to see the store or whatever."
Right, so she lives
upstairs.
above her dad's
or downstairs
antique store or
upstairs,
something.
downstairs. So yeah, she's like, "Where's Raphael?" Like, "Oh, he had to go blow off some steam," and this like cut back and forth to him fighting, him getting beat, him beating them.
And then him getting thrown through the skylight.
I know. He was like, "Oh, he'll probably be showing up any minute." And boom, there he goes. I didn't realize it was their roof, like that he had just gone up on their roof.
Yeah, he just went up to the roof of that.
I thought he
guess.
went out.
No, he was just up on the
He
roof.
was just there. Like, where's Raphael? He's just upstairs.
He's upstairs. So the apartment's now filled with Foot Clan.
Now
And-
everybody's fighting, and they're
Yeah.
all like facing off and like, "Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?"
Have a
There's like a
chuck off.
numb chuck off, and like he's like, "Keep practicing," because he's spinning that thing on just one finger.
Yes. So
And-
the floor drops into the antique store because the clan's like chopping up the floor, and then
Right.
they like jump down onto it. And they're like, "Oh, you might want to tell your buddy." Nope.
No,
Here we go.
No, here we go. And April's over there shielding Raphael because he's all unconscious and shit. Haven't been
Casey
beaten.
Jones arrives.
Oh,
He's doing to my
shit.
little friend.
Yeah,
And
Casey
they're like,
Jones
"What's
to
this,
the fucking
Wayne
rescue.
Gretzky on steroids?"
The Gretz on roids.
And a fire starts.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Casey
'cause this
covers
guy-
them while they escape.
They decide they were like, "Wait a minute, bring them axes in here. We got to
Right,
be
they
swinging
just have a
axes
bunch of
in
them.
here." And one of them, instead of beheading a fucking turtle, it gets electrocuted to death. I'm assuming
I
people
guess.
died. There's a fire.
People
It goes
died.
up. It's dusty. They're antiques, asbestos, and obstetrics.
So yeah, so Casey provides cover while they escape.
Yeah.
And he hears the answering machine that's dropped through from the ceiling.
Yep,
where
and
Charles
it's-
is leaving a message firing April.
It's Charles. I know this comes as quite a blow. You got that right, Chuck. And out he goes, and the cops are coming, and ninja vanish, and Casey jumps out the little trap door that everybody else escapes through, and now
And
Danny's
April's
over
home
there
just
feeling
goes
bad.
up in flames.
I
Yeah,
know.
and Danny's like, "Oh,
they
fuck.
escape in the bus.
I didn't know you were gonna burn her damn house down."
I know, like, oh, now I feel kind of bad about this whole situation.
So cut to Shredder storming down the hall.
Ooh, he's
Smack
like click,
Splinter.
clack, click, clack with his little. Oh wait, he doesn't have his cape on at that point. He's just he's without. So he goes over there to rough up Splinter, and he's like, he shames
about
the
your
fuck,
freaks or whatever.
shames the fuck out of Tatsu without saying a word. He looks at it's like that moment in Zoolander with Mugatu and his assistant where they're just making eyes at each other, like.
You know what's happening.
It was like that.
but Splinter won't talk.
Nope.
And the Tetsu decides to just like beat up some Foot Clan members. 'cause
Right,
he's
he
all
goes
pissed about being
take
in
it
trouble.
out on these boys. And I guess originally the kid he kicks the crap out of, where they think he's dead, he was supposed to die.
Oh, really?
And they were like,
"That's
no,
too
like
dark."
it's already getting pretty dork. Let's like pull it back just a little bit.
So Danny sees this and decides to go to Splinter.
I was like, oh shit, bro. So now he goes over there, yeah, and he's like, oh, I can listen. But then instead of listening, he proceeds to talk
He drops some
on
wisdom
and
him.
on and on
Yeah.
and on about who he is and all fathers care for their sons. And I mean, I don't know, but like, sure.
So Casey, April, and the boys go to. Luckily, she's got like an upstate residence that she
Right.
doesn't use.
No, she hasn't been up there in forever, but she's got a farmhouse in the family. So they need a phone. She's got to call Charles. And Casey's like, oh,
Actually, no, you don't.
you just saved yourself an 8-mile round trip. She's like, the nearest neighbor is 4 miles away.
Yeah,
And
she
she's
was
like,
gonna
oh,
walk.
real nice. Are you going to be sensitivity training?
He's like,
hey,
okay, Broadzilla."
Broadzilla.
And the turtles. Gosh, it's kind of like moonlighting, isn't it?
I
And
know.
it was.
Yes.
They had a moonlighting connection.
It's
And that's
a
on
moonlighting
Tubi, you guys.
connection.
if
Yeah, you could check out,
wanna watch some moonlighting.
You could.
So
So,
April writes about their situation.
Oh, yes, we have
and
a little
draws
exposition.
pictures. Yeah.
She moves the plot along a little bit by telling us a little bit about how they're all working
Dealing with
through
this, yeah.
Splinter being missing, and Donatello has latched on to Casey. They're talking Gilligan and fixing a truck, and he calls him Gackface. I was like, Nancy?
Is that you, Nancy Reagan?
Nancy Reagan, Gackface, is that you? And like Leonardo is keeping constant vigil over Raphael, who's just in a tub.
And,
They're
like-
keeping
there
him
was
wet like an
water in
orca.
it, Do they have to stay wet? Is that why
I
they live
guess
in the
he's
sewer?
amphibious.
Do they go lay in the sewer water when they're at
Oh,
home?
when you're at home, do you go laying
You
around
laying
in
in the
sewer
sewer
water?
water?
Come on. He's got to stay moist.
And like he got really conked out from that
I
fight.
know.
Like
he's
out for
probably got
days.
brain damage. Like I don't know if this is he doesn't have learned how to walk again because he's a mutant.
I don't
because
know.
this is not good. This is not good at all. Oh, but no,
maybe
but
the
that
sewer
was
water had ooze. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just in a tub. He's not in
Well,
sewer water. Maybe
guess
they
you
brought
gotta-
up the sewer water, but no, they're not in the
No,
city.
it's just a tub.
It's just a regular tub with regular water, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
So, and she's talking about how Casey Jones is a 9-year-old trapped in a man's body, and he would almost be cute, if only, So now the boys go out somewhere. Casey calls April Toots, babe.
Babe,
Sweet cakes. Oh,
Princess.
I know. Princess. She's like, you know what?
She does not like any
Never
of those.
mind. Never fucking mind.
I don't need your help.
No.
So Raphael finally wakes up hungry.
He wants some food. And so
Leo gets all sentimental and the boys come in. Oh, it's a Kodak moment.
He immediately apologizes for saying what he said about we don't
Right.
even need you.
Yeah.
So now a little bit more exposition. They're training out there in the woods. They don't know where Splinter is. Splinter and Danny are talking, or Splinter keeps
Danny's
talking.
missing now.
Danny's missing. The turtle. Oh, that's what it is. Shredder's like, the way that they fight is familiar.
Right.
Really? Get over it.
He's
Get
still
over
thinking
it.
about this thing from
I
15
know.
years ago.
Get the fuck. I'll build you a bridge. Get over it.
So yeah, fight practice. Casey's cutting up veggies with a sword.
I know.
April's got a sore shoulder and Casey comes
He
up,
forces a back rub on her.
which is inappropriate, but if you
No.
look like Casey
Well, okay. Well, we'll get there. But yeah, they come in. He doesn't want to. Michelangelo doesn't want a massage because he has found the turtle wax
Yes.
for the shells.
He's good
I'm
to go.
guessing. In
He's good to go.
whatever. And he's like, all right, well, you enjoy that back rub there. That certainly won't lead to anything else. Not a back rub from Casey Jones. You know what? It's
here anyway, but
right. I mean, he's awfully close to her. I bet you. It's working out a knot between those shoulders with his
he
boner.
sure is. With his boner. He's got one hand on his shoulder. Got
One
two
hand
hands
on my
his shoulder.
boner.
Got- Oh no, wait, that's the wrong thing. So Leo meditates alone. He connects with Splinter.
Oh shit! And he
He's
runs
alive.
He runs to tell the boys, and then they got to go out at night and have a sesh. And
Yeah, they go have
manage-
a fire and a little meditation ring, but they all keep their eyes closed, so none of them see Splinter in the fire.
They
That's
know
just for
he's
us?
there. They can feel it. It is for us. It is for us.
Just showing him is
Yeah.
just for us. He does a Obi-Wan and appears as like a
You know what? That's funny you say that because that's when Shredder earlier was like, "I am your father." So it's like kind of Star Wars references.
totally.
Either way, Case. Oh,
There-
Han
oh,
and
God.
Leia. Yeah, Casey
Yeah.
Jones and April are like Han and Leia. Wow.
And they finally learn the final and greatest truth.
Yes, it's
Which
that
was-
the mastery must be over your mind, not your body.
And he tells them he loves them, and they get real emotional.
Oh, they
and hold
cry.
hands and cry.
And now they're ready to rock this shit out. Like now it's dawn. So now you're
And
telling
Casey
me
and April waited up all night, I guess.
no, they did not wait up all night. That back rub led to something. You're not sitting out there chatting all cute on the porch swing at dawn.
Oh, you played hockey professionally?
Yeah, I bet you played
Yeah, till I was
pussy hockey. Pussy. I don't know what that
the
means.
fuck? I've heard of tonsil hockey. I've not
Slap
heard of
shot.
pussy hockey. Oh,
It's
slap
Casey
shot.
Jones, girl.
So it's time to head back, and it's pouring rain.
Right. They come up. They're like, we're ready. He's like, I hate it when you do that. You sneak up on me like that. I'm trying to get a little.
Right? So they get down back to the sewer, and Danny's hiding in there.
Well,
He
they
ran
get there,
away.
and Casey Jones is like, hey, nice place. They're like, no, we're going down in the sewer. That's where we live.
Oh yeah, he thinks it's the building above or whatever is their place.
So now there's somebody creeping around in there, and it's Danny. And Casey is like unimpressed with all of this, and he was like, "Oh, you're claustrophobic." He's like, "What? No,
I never even looked at another guy before." Stupid. Gay jokes in a fucking show for 10-year-olds.
But still, it was too violent, but that was okay.
So
I mean, it just goes to show you how stupid he is.
Yeah.
He's just stupid. He's not homophobic. He's just dumb.
He's just dumb. So he goes back to sleep in the truck, which luckily, because he ends up finding some shit out from sleeping in the truck. So
well, Danny gets up. He's creeping out. He's like, he cannot sleep because he hears all these things going on in his head about we're a family here and like this, that, and whatever. And so he like gets up and runs out, and Casey Jones sees him and follows him. And he goes down to Pleasure Warehouse.
Yes.
The warehouse.
But because Casey saw him, he follows him back to Foot Central.
Right.
And sees him go straight to Splinter.
Uh-oh.
And now again, Splinter finds any reason to tell about his history.
I know.
So
he was like, so anyway, I've been really fucking bored. I haven't seen you in days. I've been dying to tell you this really long story. This reminds me of
you can envision me as this rat puppet, this baby rat puppet in a cage doing
It's really cute.
Because...
You should imagine it. So he tells him about how he came from Japan. His master Yoshi and his rival Oroku Saki both love Tang Shen. They both love that Tang. So instead of them fighting, Tang was like, hey, let's bail to America. So they did, but Saki was like, followed them and killed them
he ended
both.
Up killing him, yeah.
Like, relax, bro.
Relax. It's just some Tang.
And I know, there's plenty of Tang in the sea.
Exactly. And then Splinter clawed up Shredder's face after he killed his master.
Because his cage got broken, he got out and clawed him up. And he was all sad. He was putting his little nasty rat paws in his dead friend's hand. This little gross
Shredder
little
chopped
fucking
his ear off, which I didn't even really notice that he was missing an ear. But yeah, he's missing an ear.
I know, but then he just leaves. Like, he could have chopped his little rat self in half. Like, why would he?
Right? I don't know. Like, oh no, you scratched my face. Bye.
I know.
I'll get you another day.
Chop. Yeah, we'll meet again. What?
And they're like, whatever happened to Oroku Saki? And he's like, no one knows, but you wear his symbol upon your head. Well, then I think you probably fucking know already, don't you, Splinter?
Well, he's being mysterious as he do. It gives him a reason to go on and on and on.
He does love to be mysterious.
He does. He's a ninja.
That's
so anyway,
how they do.
I know. So Casey steals a uniform, which I always love this gag where like someone gets pulled out of a hallway and they switch clothes and like they stash them behind some boxes. I always love that. No matter when it happens or where, I love that one.
Yes. So he finds Danny visiting with Splinter and finds the drawing of Leonardo.
Well, Shredder and Tatsu catch Danny over there with Shredder. Or not Shredder, Splinter.
I get him
the
sometimes
Shredder,
mixed
the
up in my
Splinter,
head.
and he finds the drawing of Leonardo. He's like, they're back. So they
He's
just
going himself
leave
this time.
They just leave. Danny, who has gone back and forth, was missing.
Yeah.
Was down here talking to the rat, had the picture of the thing. Like, obviously he's been with.
And leaves it to Tetsu to just kill the rat because.
Right. He was like, oh, yeah. And you know what? Kill the rat. He's like, I'm rolling through myself. Casey finds him like, oh, hey, it's me. Hey, chill. It's me. Your pal, Casey Jones.
So the Foot Clan descends into the sewer. And
but they're ready.
The turtles get them in the steam. But then there's more of them.
Of course. He's like, gosh, I do hope there's more of them. And there is.
Sure are.
Oh, good. So now they have to go through.
Danny and Casey unchain Splinter.
Oh, yes. And now they have to go through Tatsu to save Splinter. And even April's over there helping out in the fight in the sewers.
Right.
So Casey's getting rocked for a while, but then he finds a golf club, luckily.
Ooh, and
because
the tables
that's his jam.
turn.
Oh, how the tables turned. So he tees
Sam
off.
Trying to mobilize the troops.
I
over
know.
there.
And they're like, well, dude, did you just see him swing that golf club? Like, I'm not.
I don't know. So Danny and Casey carry Splinter out.
Right. And like, Noah's going to do nothing. And meanwhile, the turtles are having a good ass time kicking the Foot Clan's ass.
God, I love being a turtle.
I know, because he's almost beheaded.
But he can tuck
Almost.
his head right back into that
I
shell.
know. And like, so they're talking about, boy, this guy is suffering from shell shock. Too derivative. We can really shell it out. Too cliche. Well, it was a shell of a good hit. I like it. But yeah, that's all that whole thing. And like, could you imagine if like they actually just would have, if he would have connected and just chopped his little turtle head right
His
off?
little turtle head right
Like
off?
that's what he was
No.
prepared to do. Swinging an axe right at his neck.
It's a good thing he's a turtle.
Right? Could you imagine? So
So
anyway,
now here comes Shredder.
they're up on the roof. They beat the foot, but dare to Shredder be. And like he was
Maybe
like,
all that
I don't know.
hardware is for making coleslaw.
He was like, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he never has to look for a can opener.
So Casey brings all the kids, and Splinter like disappears for a little while, and Casey goes for the stragglers with this truck, this demolition truck or whatever.
Or it's like a garbage truck. He goes, oh, leftovers, and he like knocks him off of the ladder to get to the roof. And so now it's like a roof fight.
Shredder's
Everyone's
telling them that
converging.
Splinter's already dead, so they're of course furious.
Oh yeah, and he was like, he knows where Splinter is, and then he makes them like throw their weapons because he kicks their asses or whatever. Oh no, he gets Leo. That's what. He
Yes,
gets
and, like,
Leonardo.
holds
And he's
him
like, I'm gonna
hostage.
kill him, and he's like, get rid of your weapons, and then he was like, oh, that was dumb because I'm just gonna kill him anyway. But then there's Splinter.
appears.
Yeah, how would he get up? Well, he's a rat. Never mind.
He scurried.
Yes, that's exactly what it.
A
This gross
Rokosaki,
tail.
I know who you are.
Right.
And he takes out and he tells them who he is and that like I'm the one who caused those
I
scars to
know.
your face. And he takes off his mask.
Oh,
and you
it's
see his
him. Like he's got
little scratches.
I know. Like he's.
And is that why his name is Shredder? Because his face is shredded?
I guess.
Did he get his nickname from Splinter?
Wow, I made you.
Right?
I guess you could say
I
we
don't know.
made each other. It's like Batman and Joker too.
And that's why he covers himself in blades. He's like, look, if I got to look like this,
I know, but then he covers
everybody
it
I
up.
fight
though.
is going to look like this.
But then he covers it up.
I know. You'd think he'd like rock it because it's kind of badass.
I know
Like,
it really
look at my
kind of
fucked up
is.
face.
Look at my fucked up face before I kick your ass.
So yeah, he lunges for him and he catches his spear with like nunchucks and flings him.
Right, he
and now
goes
he's got
right
him
over.
hanging over the edge, and he's trying to save him.
Well, he's trying to fucking monologue, and like the Shredder is like, "Oh, I'd
Splinter
rather
is- yeah,
die."
Splinter's
But,
always trying to monologue.
like, he throws a dagger at him, and of course, Splinter got to catch it, and then that means he's got to let the Shredder go, and he goes into the trash compactor, and Casey straight kills this man.
Just crushes him.
He's
up.
like, "Oops, I
Yep.
killed a man. He got shredded. He got
shredded.
squished. He got compacted."
So the turtles all embrace Splinter. You hear sirens coming. Charles finds Danny.
Yes. He's
And
trying
comes
to
back,
like report on the situation. Then he finds Danny, and then he's trying to get April to report on this situation. She's like, I don't know.
And Danny, this line, I don't know why this was so
Oh, I know.
out of everything when he's like, oh, Danny, where have you been? When he's like, it's
Dan now. Like,
what?
Okay, I guess you're a man.
Okay, Dan.
He's like, I've been living in a
that's the
sewer.
important thing to talk about
Dan.
right now.
I know. He's a man. Dan the man.
That's the whole reason he joined the Foot Clan was he was tired of being called fucking Danny.
That's what I'm saying. This is
I'm
why
14 years old. I am Dan. You do not listen to me, father.
Dan. This is why his wife wanted to be called Dan too. That's why he left.
That's why she gone.
He refused to do it.
Out of here.
He refused to do it.
So yeah,
she
so
left
Charles
him.
wants April to cover the story, but she's like, I'm underpaid.
right,
I need a
I'm-
corner office. I need this, that. And
She
he's like,
negotiates
okay.
all that stuff, and she gets that bag. So she reports on the story, and Sam Rockwell tells the cops, like the cops, are like, hey, what the fuck? Like they could have all just scattered. Like I don't know what they were doing. Like nobody
Instead,
was
he
suspecting him.
narcs.
But yeah, he's like, go to the
for
warehouse.
answers.
I know. What if your like homeboys are there? Or did everybody come
I guess
out?
everybody came.
They
I
all
don't know.
cleared out to come watch this final battle.
So Casey comes up to April, and he's like trying to say some shit. And she's like, you know what? Shut up and kiss me.
I got some reporting to do. And he's like,
I'm
I
in a
love it
fucking
when
hurry.
you're pushy.
This is clearly where this is headed, sir. Can we just,
Awesome. Bodacious.
Yes.
Bitchin'. Gnarly.
Splinter has always liked Cowabunga.
Huh? Huh?
I made a funny
Cowabunga! Oh shit! TMNT Turtle Power. TMNT.
And I don't know why I thought I knew who this band was that sings.
I thought
this,
it
but
was
did
Shock
not.
G.
And it's fucking Partners in Crime.
Yep, nope.
KURYME.
I thought
And
it
they
was
like
Shock
pretty
G.
much only did this, and then I think they tried to do like a newer Turtle remix.
Oh, did they for Ninja Rap?
Oh. Yeah, we don't go ninja, go. Go,
I've
ninja,
had
go, ninja, go.
Vanilla Ice stuck in my head. I heard it at work, and I was like, "Ooh, this will be fun. See if I know all the words." I do.
Oh yeah, I bet I probably do.
I do.
Especially while it's playing. I bet I could do it.
And then since I heard this song, because I thought it was like it sounded a little digital underground to me, I've had it like running through my
I was
head.
like, is this Digital Underground?
I
like,
know.
nope.
I've had it running through my head. Right, like who was in
The
it?
voice
No.
was very similar.
I've been hearing that like in a 69, my pickle nose will tickle your rear. I'm like,
Nope. So yeah.
RTLE power. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
TURTLE
turtle.
power. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what I was all TMNT and TMT.
Heroes
No.
in a Half Shell.
Turtle power. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was just the song. That was it. They just
Yeah.
said it a few times.
They just
and
said
then
it a few times. It
Yeah.
sure was catchy as fuck. Yep.
Turtles in a half shell. Turtle power.
So yeah, that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990.
Yes, and I thought I saw in the credits along the way, because I was listening to that song. I was doing the Running Man and shit, but I saw Ernie Reyes Jr. as Donatello somewhere in the credits, and I thought
Really?
that, like they weren't in the cast list, but isn't he not the one that was in the sequel? And also Surf Ninjas, was he not Kino in that one?
Oh. The performer for the
But then who did I have here then for Donatello? It was somebody else.
body performer?
Voiceover. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh no, Leif Tolden
Huh.
is who I had for Donatello.
Maybe it changed towards the end or something.
Maybe.
Maybe two different people did it.
Maybe. Yeah, I can
Oh, I
imagine
bet.
to have to wear those. Maybe. Maybe that could have been that he
maybe
got
because the
switched out
costumes
part
were
way.
heavy.
Well,
Yeah.
because I know that the way that they filmed it, like they sped it up because it was hard to move around.
Oh, so like the fight scenes and stuff.
Right. So while they were mobile, it was sped up because it looked weird. Otherwise, I guess.
Yeah, I love this movie. I'll always love the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I love the
It seemed
sequel.
to me to love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I
I
don't
know. Well, it's Henson's Creature Shop. They made
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, the
second to
next
last movie
one, I
Jim
believe
Henson
the
made?
sequel, the year later, was dedicated to his memory.
Okay.
So that had to have been pretty soon after that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, make it a little moist. You build it, make a little animatronic.
And you don't have to make Casey Jones' pants moist because he makes our pants moist. He found a different way to bring the wetness.
Ew! I don't know why, but that made it gross.
Ernie Reyes Jr. was Donatello's
okay.
stuntman.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, he went on to be in the sequel and also Surf Ninjas, which seeing this made me want to watch Surf Ninjas.
I haven't seen
kinda,
that one in a really
even though
long
Rob
time.
Schneider's in it.
Oh, God.
Even though Rob Schneider's in it.
So we have no messages this week, no voicemails.
Wow.
Get at us, guys. 702-720-DOOM. Email doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on the socials.
All the
And
socials.
Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Doom Generation. We got This Month in Dooms coming out with all
Yes.
the new stuff that we're watching and that we do or do not recommend. So if you want to hear those little half-hour episodes, you got to get over to Patreon.
Do it.
And until next week,
we'll talk at you next time. Later Doomers.